Adam here with the Walzer Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have the Hyundai IONIQ 5. So we'll look at the interior, the exterior, some of the trim level specifics, and then see what it's like out on the road. All right, so now we're behind the wheel of the 2024 Hyundai IONIQ 5 SE, and this is the long-range all-wheel drive. A lot of different trim levels. It can be a little bit confusing, but there's a lot of good stuff, no matter if you're looking at the base model or the fully loaded one. So we'll put it in drive, talk about some of that stuff when we go for a cruise around. So now the IONIQ 5 SE and the long range with the all-wheel drive is going to give you a total range of about 260 miles. So depending on if you're looking at the two-wheel drive or the all-wheel drive models, it can change. The wheel size can also affect the range as well, but most of them are going to be capable of the fast charging. There's lots of usability out of these vehicles, and it's pretty cool. This is definitely one of my favorite EVs I've driven. It just looks so cool. I love the exterior styling of these. I think the 19-inch wheels, especially kind of that are blacked out against the white paint color, look so good. And this car is just zippy. It's fun to drive. It's extremely quiet and comfortable inside. And you can pretty much load one of these up to get as much equipment as you want. Now, if you're looking at the limited model, if you want to do the heated and ventilated seats and the heated steering wheel, there's lots of stuff you can do there. I like the cloth. It's kind of a two-tone mixed cloth, and these are actually 3-level heated seats as well. So now as we're heading into kind of that Minnesota winter season, you can kick the heated seats on. They get nice and toasty because they are the cloth, and they don't get so hot in the summertime. So now we're just kind of merging out onto the road here, and you can put your foot down, and these cars are so much fun. So if you've been driving an EV for a while and you jump back into a gas-powered car, you almost feel like something's wrong with it. That instant torque is so satisfying that, I mean, at any time you can just floor it and put your foot down. You could scare a passenger with you, or you could just be having fun. Maybe you're merging onto the road. It definitely has that instant torque and power, which is absolutely a ball to drive, and it's very convenient. That if, like I said, you're trying to merge into traffic or kind of jump out into an intersection, that can certainly help you out. And with the all-wheel drive, it's definitely going to give you that bite to match. Now, inside the IONIQ 5, this one does have the 2 displays here. So the one is going to be your digital gauge cluster. You can control that on the right side of the steering wheel here. You can look at some of your drive info and scroll through, or it will give you the little compass, tire pressure, or it will also show you kind of that battery pack or all-wheel drive monitoring. Now on the other side, you do have your standard infotainment screen. So that can show you, if you click the little EV button, it can kind of give you a range or estimated range of where you're going to go based on how you're driving the vehicle, where you can actually charge the vehicle, which is also pretty convenient. So that is definitely something that can be helpful. And this one also has built-in navigation. So you can click the map, it'll show me I'm in a school zone, the speed limit, that stuff is pretty convenient. Plus that's also going to show up in the digital gauge cluster. Now you can also do Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. It's a wired system, so it's got a USB plug down there. There's 2 more just below the cup holder here, and a huge storage area. Obviously the EV vehicles with the 2 motors don't have a drivetrain, so that frees up a ton of legroom, whether it's extra storage down here or for the rear passengers. That is definitely a great feature of all these new EV vehicles, that you get a lot of space inside. Now this one will also get a dual zone climate control in here, and this is going to be a power driver's seat on my side, and that's also going to have a lumbar support. Now the back seats, so like I said, that does have USB charging back there, and there's a ton of room. Those seats do recline as well, so if the rear passengers want to get a little bit more comfortable, you can lean those down, or if you're not hauling people around, you can flip those down. It's a 60-40 split rear seat, so that will conveniently give you a pretty large cargo area. There's actually storage underneath the floor as well if you need it, and if you pop the front, you can actually keep the charging cable stored up there. Now, charging is done through the back passenger side of this vehicle. So you can click the little tab, it will open up, you can click the charger in, and then to release it, it's very important that you know that you need to unlock the vehicle, or it will kind of feel like that charging cable is locked in there. I'm used to driving a gas car. I don't currently have an EV. I think if I were to get one, it would probably be the IONIQ 5. I think the style, like I said, is just so good on the exterior. Every time I see one, I notice it. And then once you get inside, I mean, it's so quiet in here. It is almost disturbingly quiet without the radio going, but I mean, I think if you're commuting day to day or 95% of the time it's just you in the car, I think an EV kind of makes sense. With a 260-mile range to get through your week, or maybe even a couple weeks depending on how far your commute to, say, work or the gym or the grocery store or wherever you're going, there's a lot to like about the EV vehicles. So let's talk about the price. Now, the SE dual motor all-wheel drive is going to come in just over $51,000. So if you're looking at the Limited with all the equipment, you're going to be just shy of about the $60,000 range. So there's different options. If you don't want the all-wheel drive or you want less equipment, you can definitely get one a little bit lower on the MSRP. But I think the SE offers a lot of great stuff. And there's actually some different EV tax credits that you can certainly take advantage of, depending on what state you live in or maybe how you're buying the vehicles. So there is definitely some advantages, whether it's through the EV tax credits or maybe just saving some money at the pump. I think there's a lot to like about the Hyundai IONIQ 5. I mean, I think if you're in the market for a crossover SUV, if you're looking at a wagon or subcompact SUVs, and you're thinking maybe an EV might be the right choice for you, I think the best thing to do is get out, get behind the wheel, jump in the back seats, open up the cargo area, just check everything out. And once you drive it, I mean, there's so much good stuff, like the infotainment screen in here, the comfort of the seats, and just the quiet of the ride and drive is absolutely worth getting out, taking for a spin, seeing what you think. Now, that was just a quick look and drive at the Hyundai IONIQ 5. Now, if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by anytime. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.